obviously a chance to rectify this and kind of end a really good stretch here.
Yeah, we, it's a really good club. It's a deep team, and it's playing some of its best hockey, and it's a great place to play. It's a great building to play in. So we don't think about what happened. We're just looking forward and trying to keep ourselves in a situation of trying to play the right way. And so we're really looking forward to it. Afternoon game. You don't have to wait around for it. You play. So we're looking forward to it.
You think there's a mindset in the third period of, hey, we're not out of it, or hey, we're going to come back, or we're going to finish people off?
Well, you'd like to, you hope it does build when you get some success there. I'm not exactly sure what the full record is, but we've come back a couple of times this week, and it's funny what happens with the mind. When you get some success, you end up in that right mindset. And so you don't want to put yourself in those spots, but we did. We found a way. We used most of the period to get it done, and then we found a way to win it in the shootout. So it's good stuff, and hopefully they'll remember that if we're in that situation again.
Do you feel like you've talked about lines going stale? Do you feel that all your lines are pretty fresh right now? That they're all
No.
No.
I'm not sure what the line's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, especially with Callie out, I'm still trying to figure out what are our best combinations. So, I'm still not sure how Philly's going to work, how the game against Philly's going to be with our lines.
Do you know yet, or not know, but do you think you know who the best guy is to play with Gabby at this point?
No. And some of the onus belongs on Gabby. We spend a lot of time finding people for him. Some of the onus goes on him. That's part of the responsibility of an elite player like Gabby. But to answer your question, Larry, no, still not sure.
When you have a game like you had against Pittsburgh going really well, one of the top teams in the East, it's kind of the same thing now. You want your guys to think that they are among those top teams, and it's not about a bigger game than just a regular game. But
yeah, like I think I was asked. I'm not sure who asked me. This is a measuring stick, and we need to. I forget what game it was about. Was it Pittsburgh? And we're trying to stay away from where we're just trying to be us. We're trying to continue to build who we are, and continue to try to be as consistent as possible, and not get caught up with, this is a top team, where are you to them? Just worry about ourselves, and let's continue to build the proper way here, and not skip any steps in going through the process for our team. And that's the way we're going to approach it all the way through here.
How do you guard against the danger of, everybody knows what the history is with Philly, and of guys maybe trying to do too much?
Well, I'm hoping that we're maturing as a team. I think we've done some things the past few weeks here, and staying within ourselves, and through some ups and downs, and just finding a way to win games. I'm hoping we're mature enough to know that this is another game against a top team. You need to respect them. But just answering that question there, just continue to try to play the way we play, and don't get overzealous and lose your discipline, and put yourself in situations where you open yourself up when you don't have to, in all situations of the game. And I think we're learning that. There will be, mistakes made, but we just need to stay as far as who we are and play our game.
I don't know if it's consistency, or do you like the feeling that there's different guys or a group of guys every night that are stepping up?
Yeah, it's for us, it has to be that way. And that's where I think we've regrouped a little bit here. A week or two ago, I don't think we were playing that well. We found ways to win some games. I don't think we were playing that well. But guys chipped in, and we've stayed together as a team. It's been a team thing. No one is standing out and carrying the club. And that's a good thing, and I think that's what our team is. And so hopefully it's rewarding that way when a lot of people contribute, and you find ways to win hockey games. Marty Beer on last night after it was a shaky start. but he gathered himself, and you go to that shootout, and he ends up being a big piece to it. As far as us winning the hockey game, that's a good thing. And I think the guys really, they really were glad for him in the situation they was in early on, and found a way to get through it. So that's good for your hockey club.
This has nothing to do with the results, but what have you seen and what did you see from Steppen that you have him as your second guy in the shootout?
Because he's pretty good.
I mean,
He's
you watch him.
yeah.
I mean, where do you draw your information from that Derek Steppen is one
through watching him, through his maturity, through his talent level. Yeah, and with your gut sometimes. But he's a talented player. He's a talented player, and
does sometimes his talent get lost in the overall picture of, well, he's just this mature kid, he's a level-headed kid, and you sort
because
of
we talk about it a
by.
lot.
Right.
Yeah. It does, because
Yeah.
he's a talented player. He's our best playmaking center. At least that's the way I feel right now, as in the first 35 games here, as far as what he's shown. Is it a fit with Gabby? You go back to your other question, Larry. I'm not sure if it's a fit with Gabby.
But some of that he's a righty, maybe.
Yeah. But I think you go to your now this. I think he's talented enough that he can utilize his right wing too, where some guys can't in that type are not as well.
Right.
But you're right. I spend a lot because I that's a big part for me is the mental part of it with young kids. Are they understanding what it is to be a pro? And I do spend a lot of time talking about that. But he is a talented player. He's a talented player, and it does get lost a little bit.
Do you expect Dale to play tomorrow?
I haven't made a decision, but you call someone up, you're going to probably give him an opportunity. Yeah, probably. He probably will.
Does Philadelphia have anything to do with that, just in terms of the matchup?
Yeah, if you bring up Dale, we're looking for some jam on that fourth line, whatever it may be. I still don't know what it's going to be. I like him. I thought he had a good camp. He's been banged up a little bit. He's healthy. We've gotten good reports on him. In that role, it's an easier call up for us as far as a guy that's going to bang and get involved in that area there. And we think he can handle that versus some other guys where we've talked about it. But offensive people will be tough to. For me, it'll be tough to get some offensive people into some spots because we're still working with our guys. And that fourth line role, right winger, it's an easier call up for us. And going into Philly, yeah, it's a good thing to have.
Last night when we asked you about call-ups, you seemed to say, you didn't think so.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying here. This one here, it's not. We're not looking for a guy to get into a top 6 position, or you know what I mean. It's an easier situation for us right now, and going into Philly, it's someone we want to have in our lineup, and we still want him to play. I'm not sure what happens after the Philly game.
Right.
But do you understand what I'm saying, Andrew?
Yeah.
It's a
it's
different
more
situation as a grinder and a guy that we're just looking to go forecheck and add some energy in a building where I think we need energy. And so I hope I'm explaining myself correctly there.
Is that tied into the fact that Brandon's shoulder is still a little...
Yeah.
And you might not want him to...
Yeah, he's getting healthier. He's
Right.
getting healthier, and we don't want that to be nagging with him. But little by little, that's getting better, and I think it will now. With especially after this game, we got some days where he can heal. It can heal.
Do those days also allow you to kind of revisit the roster and think about what you want to do?
Regarding other call-ups or stuff.
Yeah, and how you want to take it going forward.
Yeah, it's not going to be too long of a conversation because we don't want to bring guys up here that aren't ready. And I know I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth here regarding Dale, but it's a different situation. I think they have 4 games before Christmas break. We don't want to have guys, or when we're playing 2 games, We don't want to have guys just saying, we want them to play, because we still think they need to play down there. You know, we've gotten good reports on forwards and defensemen down there, but we still want them to play down there to continue to get the minutes.
Okay.